to take the Arizona 202 Loop East ramp. At the light, turn left onto West Kmart Access Road. In 1,000 feet, continue straight to stay on West Kmart Access Road.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome here if it's your first time, especially if you're coming from the channel of the man that we're here to meet today, Scott on Tape. If you've never seen my stuff before, which is probably going to be most of you, I think you'll enjoy what you find here because I do a lot of stuff that's similar to Scott's, but in my own way. I've done the graves of Eddie Guerrero, superstar Billy Graham, and a couple of others. I also did Warrior University and the site where the Ultimate Warrior died. We also do museums, pop culture, events, and basically just anything that I personally find fun. So, if you guys are ready to go and see Scott on Tape, so am I. My name is Craig, I am the Travel Zombie, and welcome to Prime Time. This guy might be copying Scott's hairstyle. Let's head on in. So before I forget to mention it, I just wanted to say that the food here at El Pacifico is absolutely delicious. I had myself a nice barbecued grilled chicken sandwich with some fries. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so Scott's about to come up and do a Q&A right now.
Okay, any questions? So I'm going to come around still, talk to everybody. I don't really do these things, so I don't know how to do it. I could have, like, what am I going to do? Form a lineup? Like, that's too much. So anybody have any questions? Yeah. Somebody, I forgot your name. Shania, right? From Queens. She asked me what my favorite video I filmed is. And that's a tough question. Because sometimes the ones that I do that are funny, that I'm trying to be funny, like the fake Florida videos, those are, I get really stressed out filming those beforehand because I'm like, I have no ideas. Those are all improv. Everything that I do with the elderly couples down there, they're not actors. So I get really stressed out, but once I get into doing it, I'm having the best time ever. And they go along. So those are fun to film. But then, I always think back to, I think it was 2019, I was in Richmond, Virginia, and I went to the grave of the vampire or something, and it started pouring rain. And I thought, this is going to be horrible, horrible. And then when I got back to my hotel that night, somewhere, it was a really bad hotel. And I edited it, I was like, this is really cool. This looks so cool, because I'm at a vampire's grave, it's pouring rain. And it was just, oh, thank you. And it was just, I don't know, something about, that's kind of when it changed for me on YouTube, where I was like, okay, I can enjoy going to weird places too. So I was always stressed out. Still am sometimes, I was always stressed. But that, and then there's ones, that mean more to me than others, but every video, if somebody comes up and says, oh, I like that video you did, I'll be like, oh, yeah. And then I can remember exactly what happened that day leading up. But if somebody asks me, have you ever done a video on blank? I'm like, I don't know. And then I have to look. And I'm like, oh, I did. And a lot of videos I haven't put up. Like I have over 200 videos I haven't put up at least. But usually it's, like there's, I can't remember what I filmed sometimes. Sometimes I just can't. Somebody asked me about somebody the other day. I was like, I don't think I ever did. Then they showed me. I was like, oh, I did. And actually, in LA I just flew in from LA yesterday, but last time I was there in November, this is crazy, I went back to a grave, Fred Berry from What's Happening? Rerun. He had a crazy leave with the suspenders. I went, I filmed a full video at his grave, filmed the whole thing, went back to the hotel room, put something in my YouTube studio. It's on my laptop. I'm working. I filmed the exact same video 6 months earlier. No word of a lie. I completely blanked. Because this man came up to me, he recognized me, and we were talking at his grave back in May of last year. And he just threw me off, but in a nice way. And we hit it off, we were talking, and then I put the video up, and then I went and filmed it again, not knowing. So, moral of the story, I'm an idiot.
Scott, where can people find you? I found
Pacifico
you right
Restaurant
here.
on Broadway in Mesa.
Broadway and Mesa?
Scott on tape, YouTube, Instagram.
Just those.
Just so. Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, who's this guy?
So why,
Why is it? Half the people here are just having lunch. Oh, that'd be so funny.
I just felt like, you've been doing this for a while, right?
9 years next month.
9 years. Why the States? Why the United States? I mean, what's their
Well,
interest?
I've done Canada. There's lots more I want to do in Toronto.
Right.
I've only done probably a quarter of the videos I'd want to do in Toronto. As anybody that's on YouTube that does the same sort of thing I do, the closer you live to locations,
Right.
the longer you put them off.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes. But I love, for me to do a channel that's based in pop culture, where am I going to go?
You're looking at it.
United States, has the craziest amount of pop culture, craziest amounts of true crime, let's be honest. I mean, it does. And just, when it comes to famous people,
Right. Well,
and that's everything I love, music and movies. I mean, England and the UK for music is something I want to do.
hockey too. I mean, have you done?
There are
much
no
about-
good hockey teams in the United States.
Okay, you're saying the Toronto Maple Leafs, right?
Toronto Maple Leafs, not
Leafs.
Leaves.
Leafs.
Go on. This
Leafs.
is not going well for you.
I know it's not going very well at all.
I'm kidding,
I
Larry.
mean, mine was the Coyotes, and the Coyotes are long gone.
Yeah, they went up to Utah, right?
Yeah, the Roadrunners kind of kicked them out. But but I want to thank you for being here with the fans.
Oh, I'm glad to do it, yeah. No, there are great LA Kings. Love the LA Kings.
Yeah.
I like no, that's it.
2010s Blackhawks.
Yeah. I hate the Blackhawks.
Oh, no,
I don't mind.
Blackhawks.
I don't mind the Blackhawks right now because they should be doing so much better and they still suck.
Agreed.
What's happening?
And I'm from Chicago.
Why?
So.
Like you've had four years with Connor Bedard now, or 3? Like why can't get it together?
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's whoever. It's a different GM, right, from the 2010s.
Yeah.
My day was skating with Gretzky. I got to do that.
You got to skate with Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That was
He was my
pretty
idol.
Yeah.
He was everything to me growing up.
I was affiliated with the Roadrunners.
Does anybody know? Stop your cameras. Does anybody know Austin Matthews' address here in Scottsdale? I want to go take a picture of his house.
All right, I stopped the camera.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I found it already.
All right. Well, Scott, I'm going to let you get
Yeah.
back to
Any other
talking to those
questions?
guys.
Question for you, Scott.
Yeah, I bet.
So you've been to so many cool locations, creepy locations, graves, true crime locations, stuff like that. Have you ever had anything paranormal or unexplained happen where like, this is weird, like a little strange? And then second question, going to some of these locations, have you ever had anything happen where like I feel like I'm really in danger? I gotta get the heck out of here.
Yeah. So he asked me if I've had any paranormal. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Any paranormal experiences, or and then part B was any crazy where I had to get the hell out of it. So paranormal. I mean, there was. If you saw a video I did with Ricky Rocket, he's from Poison. He's the drummer from Poison. He has a paranormal channel. And his called and Ricky Rocket's. Oh gosh, he's got 2 channels. Poison drummer and Ricky Rocket's Something Adventures. I should know this, but he hit me up once, and when I was a kid, when I was little, I loved Poison, the band, so much. I mean, I had my father buy me their first album at the mall next to where he worked, and he called me. I told him, he goes, "Is it the one with the pretty girls on the cover?" I said, "I guess so." I don't know. He brought it home, and it was Poison because they all have the makeup and the hair. And I'm like, "Dad, that's them." He's like, "Okay." But anyway, so Ricky Rocket and I started doing videos together, which is just what? Like what? What are you talking about? Like I remember talking to him on the phone. I was like, I'm talking to the guy that, the drummer from one of my favorite bands when I was a little kid. So we went and did this video, and you can see it. He puts flashlights on the grave, and one of them, we turn around, one of them flew off the grave. So that's on my channel. I don't know what it's called. It's on Ricky's channel, and the girl Lauren that was with us. That was insane.
How long ago was this?
That was probably 3 years ago.
3 years. Okay.
So that's unexplainable to me because there was nobody else up there. It was the middle of.
That's crazy.
It was the middle of nowhere. They weren't playing a joke on me.
Right.
And if they were, how would they do that?
Right. I mean, they have a little string or something.
So literally, there's no wind. The flashlight's sitting on the headstone, and then I'm talking and all of a sudden it went, flew off.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. Any other crazy? Not really like paranormal.
Yeah.
I can't think of. I mean, at David Oman's house that I go to a lot. I was just there yesterday. It was Thursday. I've heard the bell going off. You know, all these things, but you know. And I was just there on Thursday, just hanging out with him to do a video about the Manson house. So I was doing something, and we went into his house to see his new dog, and the bell started going off as soon as I walked in. So he's not faking that. A lot of people think he's faking all this stuff, but he's like, dude, you always bring the spirits.
Yeah.
And he stops. He's looking around like a cat, like, what's that? You know? And I'm like, it's the bell. So what's the second one?
Any like real life danger, like not ghost related or anything like that. Where you're just like, okay, this is sketchy. Like I'm afraid we're gonna get shot or something. Let's get out of here.
Vancouver, Hastings Street.
Okay.
If anybody knows Hastings in Vancouver, it's where they filmed Jason Takes Manhattan. That street is probably the most dangerous street in Canada. I got a couple of bottles thrown at me in the back, in the alleyway, and then...
There's a lot of like gangs and stuff? Or?
No, it's people on the street that are struggling with addiction. So it's known for its heroin.
Their home is on the street.
Yes, and then you can't walk through there at night.
Right.
We drove through there, and exactly what you said, it's their home.
Right.
So I'm not going to film it. I'm there to do the Jason Takes Manhattan, but yeah. I got chased out of Crenshaw 2 years ago. That still video, I still got to finish that video by the Crips, and it was just because it was a private home, and I made a mistake, but that was, you know, I'm here,
Comes with the territory.
you know. Here, no, yeah. Where's Jody Arias?
Here.
That's
Yeah,
here.
That's here.
That's on the video. The
Did you
neighbor came
Travis
out. The neighbor
Alexander?
came out and was screaming at me.
Travis
With
Alexander's
kids,
house.
Oh yeah, the
They're
child. Yeah.
not nice over there.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Whatever happened to her?
she didn't chase me off, but she was blocking the house from view, and I'm very I'm not, especially in the United States. I'm not going to be confrontational because I can get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like trespassing, kicked out. So I just. But for some reason, she drove me insane. Because I had already finished. I said, doesn't matter, I already finished filming. She was, well, get out of here then. I said, no. And then we were just back and forth. It's on video, I think. I think I left it in the video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that video. You were in the park.
She was not. Yeah, I was in the park and the kid was throwing basketballs behind me, missing every shot. That was more interesting to me than the story.
Little LeBron.
All right. So
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I mean, pretty much if I look at it, I'd have to look at a list of videos of all my videos and be like, oh yeah, that time there's, but for the most part, I've never had a problem. Like, people get the Menendez house in Beverly Hills, everybody that goes by there gets yelled at. I've never, I was just there a couple of days ago for something. And I stopped, I was looking at it, I filmed a little bit, but all depends on how you do it, I think. And if you've got this, but attached lights and that thing and a mic, looks a little different than carrying a small camera or a phone.
Yeah, definitely.
that's what a lot of people say. You know, just bring your phone. You know, when you're doing a lot of videos,
Yeah.
because they think maybe you're just taking pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more
You
likely
know.
to freak out over a big camera. it
Yeah.
seems like.
And when you do private homes, if it's for a true crime or celebrity homes, I don't care about. Like, because their addresses are there. Every address is fine to me, but celebrity addresses, when I do my celebrity home tours, they're all, you can find them. So I'll go outside and film them, no problem. But
Like Nirvana.
yeah, Nirvana stuff or anything like that. But private homes, there's one I just did. I haven't put it up yet, but I could see the people in their front window, and I was like, oh. So I got I don't want to be that guy, so I got a quick shot. But my friend who lives, Erin, who's been on my channel, she's gonna go back and get a better shot. But what I always say is, if you're doing YouTube and you're filming somebody's house, you don't have to show anything around it. All you have to do is show the house. You can blur the address. Try not to get a car with a license plate because
Right.
you don't want. But also, how many people are sitting in their living room waiting for somebody to? Are you when you're at home? No. Somebody could be outside my house right now filming. I wouldn't know.
Breaking
Even when I'm
Bad
home.
lady does.
But I just try to be respectful and get in and out as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question, Vin.
Do you have any Arizona bucket lists, any things on your list to do, and how long are you here?
I'm here till I'm here till next Friday, and from Monday afternoon till early Friday, I'm north of Phoenix. I'm outside the city roughly. Well, yeah, I am outside. But when I came here, it's been 4 years since I've been here. I spent a week here, then flew to LA. Oh no, I drove to LA. Did a whole bunch of videos on that road trip that I've never put up because they all sucked. Because the desert was so windy and loud on that trip. And then I drove back and did maybe 2-3 videos. So everything I really wanted to do in Phoenix area, like Jody areas, Can't Buy Me Love, filming locations, which is Tucson. Bill and Ted I did, but I never put it up. You know, I love Bill and Ted, but Sean did the best.
I worked on it.
Oh, you worked on the movie? Wow.
Yeah, I remember it.
My good friend, if you know Sean Clark,
I love Sean.
you know, if you know Sean Clark, I love him to death. He was one that just called me. And when I saw his back, like I always put up my videos. I don't care if somebody else did the same videos as me. I saw his. I'm not really into it as much as he was. I saw his. I was like, that's good enough. And then when Sean comes and stays with me in Toronto, he films a bunch of horror locations. He's like, aren't you gonna make a video? Aren't you gonna make a video? I'm like, no, I want you to make a video. I just want to see the locations and you do all the hard work. I'll drive you around. And that was the same with our good friend Adam. Adam would always be like we went to the Evil Dead location, wherever that is, in North Carolina or something. North Carolina. He would always say to me, we spent a lot of time together. He would say, aren't you going to make a video? Aren't you going to make a video? I'm like, no, I'd rather just chill. And, you know, my videos take longer, like 2 or 3 days, different locations. I was like, no, I want to see all these filming locations or this location. And then you get to go and work on it all day. Because filming locations are the hardest thing to do, believe it or not. They're the easiest to find, and you can just point the camera and say, that's where they filmed it. That's great. But it's the afterwards.
I look for places that are hard to find. I'm in Arizona, I'm up north. I'm doing a bunch of chart machine stuff where people don't even know I'm walking.
Beyond the Law.
I got 20 places that people you might know.
I worked on the
Okay,
movie.
so you worked on the movie.
Yeah, I worked on the
working
movie.
with some people that worked on the movie.
Jackass Acres.
Bill Holmquist. But yes, I'm actually headed to the river down here where they did the wedding, shoot out some
Right.
pictures.
Down New River.
I thought that was out. No, it's not New River. It's actually the Salt River.
The Salt River when they did that one scene. I know. if you're
Yep.
on
So I'm learning that a lot of things on the internet are wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. But we'll talk later. I curate and find places.
Oh,
That's what
cool.
I do. I find them unknown.
Do you know Paul from Then and Now movie locations?
I'm not really in the network that much.
Right.
But I will be in the future.
Do you know Paul Then and Now? I didn't call him to tell him I was coming, and not just because I've been so busy in LA.
Because he's been.
But he's here.
Right. Oh,
And
yeah.
him and I filmed together 4 years ago. A lot of people don't realize, like when you, especially for filming locations, Dom, you know, I mean, you did stuff like this. We don't find them.
Yeah.
A lot of movie locations I have found, like when I did Brokeback Mountain and walking into the middle of BC mountains, I found those, knowing they were around there, but I had to find them.
Right.
But a lot of times when I'm doing film locations, nowadays it's all on your phone.
Yeah.
And this guy Paul, who lives here, he's the OG.
Yeah.
He's the one that found everything. And I'll call him, I'll text him in the middle of the night, I'll be like, dude, do you think you can find out where this is? I'm like, what kind of building is it? I'm like, 5 minutes later, he texts me back. He's like, it's here. I'm like, how do you do it? He's like, I just know what I'm doing.
Because they're not all easy. They're not all.
I think he works for the FBI.
You never know. Like when Near Dark, when Sean and I worked on that, we couldn't find a house that was filmed for the exterior. So he had somebody that he knew to try to help find it.
Right.
Because it's been, what, 40
Oh, I know
years
Sean.
filming?
I know Sean's guy. Sean's guy lives overseas.
Right.
Yeah, that he calls.
How
yeah,
does he
yeah.
find stuff like it? It was just crazy. But we found a place, and Sean's like, yeah, this is 1,000% it.
Yeah.
But it's not the easiest thing to do. to be honest
Sean's
with
the
you.
best. Any other questions? More questions?
I do have one.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever met the other Scott, dearly departed? He's always in Cali.
Yeah.
Scott Michaels. Okay, I didn't know if you guys knew.
So Scott Michaels runs Dearly Departed, Find the Death,
Yes.
the website.
Yeah.
So his tours were there's 2 tours that were in Hollywood. Graveline Tours is still there. And then, was his called Dearly Departed?
I think it was called Dearly Departed, yeah.
He had the vans. So when I first went to LA in 2012, my best friend and I, he fell asleep as soon as we got into town because we were exhausted. I went out and I stood at the corner of Sunset and Laurel Canyon because it was my first time in LA. I was like, holy shit. Like, right, and there's the Chateau Marmont. I was like dumbfounded because this is like my life's dream to be there. This is 2012. So we woke up next morning. He's like, where do you want to go? I'm like, Melrose Place in 90210. Where else? So we did that. Later on that day, we filmed a whole bunch of stuff. He goes, where are we going to go now? So I got to go try and meet Scott Michaels. He's like, who's that? And I explained to him. He's like, is he famous? I'm like, to me. So he said, oh, so we went to the office. He dropped me off and parked up the street, waited for me. I walked into that. This is before they were on Santa Monica. This is their old building up on Hollywood Boulevard, like East Hollywood. I think that's where it was. Anyway, Scott Michaels is great. He knows everything about death. And I walked in, and he was sitting behind the desk. And I went, Scott Michaels. And he looked up like, oh my God, somebody's here to kill me. Yeah, because people do yell at him. So I went up and told him I was a big fan. We became friends, yeah. And he was in my Palm Springs video. We did a Q&A video. We did a couple of Palm Springs. We did 2 or 3 me, him, and Steve visiting Graveside Steve. That was a while ago. And just last night, a video that I put up in 2018 or 2019 from Palm Springs. I don't see all the comments, but for some reason YouTube will sometimes select comments that will flash on my screen. So last night, there was a video that I did literally 8 years ago. Somebody wrote, oh God, where's my phone? You gotta hear this. This is 7 years ago, at least. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, and I don't know how I happened to see this comment. Oh God. The pictures, everybody. This doesn't make sense. Oh my God. I want to read you. Well, this one was nice. Good presentation. I want to read you exactly what this person wrote. I can't find it. Anyways, they wrote, this is such a bad video. You need to learn how to do better research. That's all they wrote. And it's like 7 years ago. And I just wrote back, no.
Good.
I was so tired, but I was like, I don't know if you know, sometimes when somebody writes a mean comment to me, I get it all the time, hair, whatever, I can take it. But if somebody writes something where they're trying to be clever or funny, I'm like, no. So I highlighted and put it on my Instagram. I used to blur out the name, now I don't anymore. But anyways, this is a bad presentation, learn how to do better. And I said, no. No, I can't. That's all I can do. Any other questions? Oh. What did I do before YouTube? Have I had a meetup before? Yeah, I did. I have a meetup every year in LA. I do it at the Roosevelt by the pool. So I've been doing those since 2022. And those always go well. The first one, I think there was 5 people, right? And no word of a lie, I was flattered that 5 people were there. Because I'm always in LA, but I was like, wow, 5 people came. That's amazing. And then it grew. And that was 2021. Because 2022, Adam came. But Dawn's been to you've been to all of my meetups in LA. So they've gotten progressively bigger, right? They've gotten better, like bigger, but it's always very chaotic. It's like there's so many like this. Like I don't put it together properly, but that's not my fault. I don't know how to otherwise. I wouldn't want to. It'd be weird. Like a lineup, and then I don't know. But yeah. So and the other, what did I do before? Well, I was an actor. in Toronto. So I was a struggling actor for a long time. And then I was managing a restaurant. I was working at another restaurant when I was actually getting parts. And then I went to a different restaurant. They made me a manager right away based on prior experience. I was like, I don't want to do this. And then I became so tight with the family. They're a Greek family. Like, they're like my second family. They still are. And so I stayed with them for a long time, but still getting roles. But then my father got very sick, and then my mother. So I moved back home at a certain point to take care of both of them. And then that didn't end well, you know, as things. But yeah, so about 2.5 years after I started YouTube is when I went full time, which is rare. It's not, I don't know how that happened, but when COVID hit, that's when my mother passed away, and that's when the restaurant shut down. But then all of a sudden my views climbed. Almost when everything came crashing down personally and, you know, for the world as well, my channel actually got success, and I was like, I think I could do this full time. So I just talked, I talked to the owner of the restaurant. You know, she was like I said, the second father to me. I said, and I was almost in tears, telling him I don't think I'm coming back. He's like, I know you're not. He goes, I wouldn't want you to. He goes, go and do it. And without them, without the owner and his wife, they own it together, I wouldn't have been able to do YouTube the way I did it, because I was leaving every 2 months for 2 weeks to film, go back. Not a lot of jobs will let you do that. But I had been with them for so long, they were like, go do it. And every time I go there every week when I'm in Toronto. So two of the employees just called me this morning about something, just to say hi. Like, I'm so tight with all of them. But I was acting, doing a whole bunch of stuff. I worked for a financial company from 99 to 2000, and that was horrible, but not good. But my background is English literature, film production, TV production, drama. So I was actually majoring in drama my first year at university, and then I said, I gotta rethink this, because I was enjoying it, but I had a feeling that I want to take private lessons, which I did. That's it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Sorry. You got so much stuff backlogged, so much stuff. But when it comes to the editing process, what I know it's probably tedious kind of question, but how do you do it? How do you go about, like, you know, prioritizing which edits you want to do, and like what program do you use to edit with? Like, how does that work?
So, well, just yesterday when my flight was delayed, so I had an extra 3 hours at LAX. That's perfect time to edit. Do you think I did? No, I wandered back and forth through the giant airport screaming to myself, like in my head. Like, I was so angry because I got delayed coming from Toronto to LA. You know those videos you see where people are losing their shit in an airport? In my head, I'm that person. But like verbally, no, I would never, because I would never. But I can see why people lose their mind, because I was like, I can't believe my flight's delayed again. So then I got onto the airplane finally at 4:30, and I had my AirPods in. I was like, okay, I'm gonna edit, and it was just too loud. I was right beside the wing, and then I got sick on the plane, like this cold that I have. And then, do you think I edited last night? That's what I should have done. That's what I had. I've got another 20 minutes left for the video tomorrow, which literally, there's no more inserts, there's no more music. It's all done except the final part, and I'm gonna put it off until 1 a.m. tonight, because, well, first of all, Survivor reruns aren't going to watch themselves, so I have to do that every day. And that's my chill time. That's how I chill. That's really how I relax, and that's at home too with Shady, my dog. But so I edit, but when I sit down to edit, it feels like like I'm about to climb a mountain. Doesn't matter what video it is. It could be a short, and I'm just like, but then I'll edit, and then sometimes I get really happy and excited while I'm editing. I edit with iMovie Pro on my laptop or on my phone, like Adam. Either one, and sometimes I'll say, okay, I remember how far in. I'll look ahead, see how much more is left. Okay, let me do this much, then I'll go for a walk. Let me do this much, I'll go grab a coffee. Let me do, and then I break it up. But really, if you set your mind to it, if it's not crazy, but depends. You can get it done in 2 hours. But the thing is, when I think about it, especially when I'm at home, like when I've got to put a video up the next day. I don't know which one I'm going to put up. I've got tons, and I've got tons that I filmed in LA last week. I have no clue. Like, I've got stories that I think are going to be huge, or I think, okay, this is going to be great, or ones that I think this will be cool for a select audience. But I decide the day before, every time. I've got about 30 videos half edited that I'm always working on. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to finish this one. Or there'll be one I go and film later today or tomorrow morning. I'll be like, that's what I'm next. And I'll just edit it.
You randomly decided, hey,
Randomly.
I'm gonna take a break.
The Rob Reiner one I just put up,
Yeah.
that one I filmed on, I think, before the Oscars. So maybe Thursday or Friday in Brentwood of last week. I didn't know when I was going to put up, and then they had the tribute to him at the Oscars, which I saw. And then I did the intro first. I found a CBS News clip that I wanted, and then I just started. Then before I knew it, I was halfway through, and I was like, well, why not put it up now? Because of the Oscars and because, yeah.
So if you randomly decided, hey, I'm gonna take some time off, how much of a backlog do you have? Like, how long do you think you could go without making new stuff?
I could go probably half a year, but a lot of those I don't want to put up anymore because they're too old and different styles and different. I've forgotten so many, but like I was just in Florida in January. I drove past this place near Tampa, and I think it's Bradenton or Brado, I forget the town. I was like, oh my God, I filmed that video last year here. But I wanted a second part that takes place in Minnesota, but I'm not going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
But one thing I was going to say was, when I'm at home, and I'm like, oh God, I have to edit today, I have to edit. And then I'm looking at my dog, or, I'm looking outside, or whatever I'm doing. Then I start thinking, what am I complaining about? It's your job to edit, you moron. Like, it's pretty nice to be able to sit in your house, in a nice little studio that I made, and edit, you know what I mean? And that's my job. But like any job, you get tired, right? And the editing process, as you know, as I know you know, it's just tedious. But I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. But and sometimes I'm really excited while I'm editing.
Where's that? Even if it's just one other person to help.
Hire, who am I, Leona Helmsley? With staff. No, I've had lots of people offer for things that I'm not really at that level. I have somebody that helps me with all of my social media. That helps get comments to me or get DMs. My Instagram DMs are something I handle myself, which are the worst to try to handle. But that's really it. I'm very lucky. I get a lot of people that reach out to me with ideas, or when I'm in towns or whatever. And then of course I get people that, I'm in LA or Toronto or New York City, and they say, you got to come to blank, Idaho, and do a story on blank. You got to come. And some people are very demanding. You'd be surprised. Like the way they're wording, I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, I don't think some people don't understand. Like, I can't just fly to Boise, Idaho, to drive 4 hours and do one story. It has to be the way I used to do it. Like when I first did my Texas trip in January 2020, I had 2 ideas that I wanted in Dallas, and then I started going like a spiral circle out. What's around? What's here? And that's mostly how I do it if I go to a different city. But now I've been to every part of America. So I just have to, LA and New York is kind of where I'm concentrating on for the next little while. Because it's never ending. But I love Middle America. I love Arizona.
You got any other countries on your list that you want to go to next outside of North America?
I want to go to the UK. I want to go, but it's mostly music based. I don't care, not care. I don't want to do a lot of filming locations there. I want to go to like famous recording studios. I want to go to a lot of cemeteries there. I want to do a lot, like where they filmed this, like Britpop 80s and 90s Britpop is my favorite aside from hip hop. So I want to go where they filmed all these famous music videos, but not a big audience for that. You'd be surprised. So nobody cares. But I want to do it. But for me right now, if I'm on the road here in Arizona, if I get burnt out or tired, I can cancel. I can return the car, and I can fly home. Same with LA, New York. New York. Many times I've been in New York or on the East Coast. It's been like time to go home, and then I want to be home with my dog, chilling. And my thing is, if I'm across the ocean, there's no way I'm turning around and coming back. Once I'm there, I'm there, and I'm just like, my God, it's and it's financially, UK's on a different level, but maybe someplace. Will definitely at some point. I was actually going to go this year. And then the Adam thing happened, so that changed my January. Then that changed. All of a sudden, I'm here again in March, which is never. So it's kind of put everything back a bit. And I see Adam looking at me there.
Yeah.
You didn't mention what you're looking for here in Arizona, what you're thinking about, or you
Oh,
got some
here?
ideas, or is it a secret?
Well, no, I never. If people ask me personally, it's never. I don't tell what I'm doing just because I like the viewers to be surprised. Tomorrow I'm filming something that I won't tell you what it is, but it's really interesting that I was able to find it. It's public knowledge now, but I didn't realize until yesterday when I was at LAX. I was like, this can't be right. So that video you'll probably see Tuesday, I would imagine. Tuesday or Wednesday.
Is it here in Mesa?
No, it's near Tucson.
Yeah.
So I've got a big drive tomorrow. But Phoenix, Eddie Guerrero, the wrestler, I did a video on him with Lindsay, who just left 4 years ago. But I was more, I don't know Eddie Guerrero, the wrestler, that much, but I know superstar Billy Graham from when I was a kid, and now he's buried next to him. So when I was there 4 years ago, I was like, I think this is Superstar Billy Graham's plot, so it's kind of bittersweet. Now he's actually there. So there, I've got that planned. I've got Waylon Jennings, Amy's Baking Company.
Oh my God, she's not even around anymore.
Oh, she's back here.
Is she not?
Yeah, she is.
She came back here to Scottsdale.
She's here.
That's crazy.
He's not.
No, they got divorced.
Yeah.
We finally saw her.
He's still deported.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
I
story.
saw-
It's a crazy story.
I just caught up on them about a month ago. I'm like, oh my God, because I watched Gordon Ramsay do do them.
Well, I did a full video on that. If you don't, Amy's Baking Company is a famous Gordon Ramsay episode of Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, she's a real blessed.
And it's the most insane. I've never watched a kitchen or restaurant show before in my life. And my friend said, you have to watch this. I was like, I worked in a restaurant. There's no way I'm watching a TV show about a restaurant. But I watched it, and it's the most insane thing I ever saw. So I went and did a video on it. But she's actually, I talked to her.
I didn't know she's back.
She's sweet as, she's, I've talked to her, so she's not going to be, unfortunately, if I do make a video, she's not going to be in it. I didn't have time to contact her, but she's definitely here.
She has a lot of online.
Surprise.
She does have, she has a lot of,
She was
but
mean.
she's so sweet. When I spoke to her, I guess 2 years ago when I was going to come back here, she was really, really nice. I mean,
She probably learned to change after everything that happened.
well, yeah, and also I guess, and Gordon Ramsay, I guess that's a lot of pressure he's coming. I mean, she's nuts. There's no doubt about it. But she's sweet. She was sweet to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned Waylon Jennings. You know, he's in the Mesa
Yeah.
Cemetery. I was just there this morning. I like to go out and take pictures for Find a Grave. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, I don't know if you know the history behind your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Does anyone know how that came to be?
No.
Well, yeah, there was a gentleman by the name of Ernesto Miranda, and I won't go into the story, but he is buried in the Mesa Cemetery as well.
Oh, really?
And I have a very small YouTube channel, and that's been a video I've been wanting to do, but I'm giving you the idea. I mean, if I think it would be, I think there would be, viewers for that. But
Yeah, there would. I mean,
because everyone's heard, you have the right to remain silent. They've heard the term Miranda rights, or is he Mirandized?
Right.
But yeah,
That's a
very
good
right
idea.
here in the Mesa
That's a good idea, and you should do that because things like that sometimes are the videos that take off.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's been to, you know, I don't know, Michael Jackson's grave. Everybody's been to, you know, everybody's got a different album. You always do a video. I'm trying to think of other graves. But sometimes when you do ones, we were just talking, Janice and I were talking about the guy from Boys in the Hood, who just has a small, tiny role. He's got one line. But sometimes I'll do a video on something, like I did a video, I'm not going to tell you what YouTuber it was. But, you know, remember, I don't know if you remember, I did a video on Sage Stallone. That's Sylvester Stallone's son that passed away.
Saw that video.
Saw that video, thank you. So I was filming that day with a very big YouTuber. I don't want to say, I'm not going to say what it is. Anyway, not Adam. No one like that. But we were filming all day together, and I was like, all right, man, see you later. All right. He's like, where are you going now? I'm like, I'm going to go do Sage Stallone's house and try to get over to his grave in Westwood. He's like, who's Sage Stallone? I'm like, Sylvester Stallone's son. He's like, why are you filming that? I'm like, Rocky 5? He's the kid. And the other YouTuber's like, who's going to watch that? I said, anybody who's seen Rocky. I was convinced. And he's like, dude, what are you going to do? Just film the house and then his grave? He's like, nobody's heard of him. They've heard of his father, not him. He was trying to convince me not to do it. I said, you see that little kid's face, you remember Rocky 5. And I went, did the house, did the grave, and got 1 million views. And that's just being, I'm not trying to, not at all. But I was just like, you got to stick to what you think. You know what I mean? What you think could be a big video. And then also there's the flip side. Sometimes you think something's going to be big. Like, I can't tell you how many times. That's happened to me more than thinking something's good. You know what I mean? I think something's going to do really well than crickets. You know, YouTube is like, what? No thanks. We're good.
You know what caught me on one of the videos, Scott? Was that boy, the glass. You know, he wanted to see through because he didn't want to be in the dark.
Oh, the boy with the window in his grave.
Yeah, the window in his grave.
Merrill?
Yeah.
The little Merrill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rayan from Nerd Locations. He suggested that to me, and I said, that's on my list, actually. That's been on my list for a few years. And he suggested to me, I'm like, I'm 2 hours from there. Because he knew I was in New York State. And that video did really well, too.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was very heartbreaking.
It's even heartbreaking that people vandalize it. That's insane. Yeah, I don't think they do anymore. But, yeah. There's a girl with a window in her grave, too, I did.
There was
I saw that
too,
one.
right.
Yeah, that was, I can't remember where that was.
For the cemetery one, I mean, I'm seeing you're using tiny graves. For those particular ones where you really have to do some digging.
No pun?
Like, yeah, so are you calling people? And are you like, where is this? Is there an urn somewhere? Like, can I go? You know what I mean? Like, are you able to do everything online, or do you really have to reach out and start?
Oh, sometimes I have to go into the cemetery office many times. I've got stacks. I now throw them out, like when they give me the maps. You know, lots of times when it's not on Find a Grave, you have to. Or I'll take a look on Google, see how big the cemetery is, and then if there's a picture of the grave, usually you can find some sort of thing to match it up, right? So, but yeah, I call, I go into the cemetery offices. There's some cemetery offices in LA that I won't go into because they know me. And not in a bad way, like they know me, and they'll be, you know, they're just like, well, what do you know, they've asked me, they've come up to me on the grounds many times, Hollywood Forever, Hollywood Hills, Pierce Brothers, Forest Lawn, Glendale, those 4 cemeteries. They're all very nice, very, very nice. If I put a baseball hat on, but it's this. You spot that a mile away, this pencil. You know what I mean? Like, so but I try not to go into those offices. Because I don't want them to say, maybe don't film today or come back.
But for the families of the celebrities, do they ever reach out to you and say,
Yeah.
thank you for this? We appreciate
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Glenn Quinn. So Glenn Quinn's brother has reached out twice. What's the guy from Robert Urich? Robert Urich, remember him? So he's buried about 3.5 hours east of Toronto, where I used to have a cottage. And so I was like, what? So I just did that, I think, last year. and his daughter wrote like a week ago. I said I didn't expect to wake up today and see my father's grave on YouTube, but here it is. And then she said, "Thank you for coming all the way out there and doing it. It was really sweet." So I think I may have pinned her comment, but it's there. So that was, we were talking about that earlier. It's something I have to be conscious of, and I learned that when Glenn Quinn's brother reached out to me and thanked me for doing his grave. And I was like, okay, there could be whether it's celebrities or crime victims or just somebody did something interesting, you got to be conscious of the fact that the family could watch. There's one video I did on Bernie Mac, and I did it with a friend, and then he brought about 8 other friends, and they were all drinking and having the time of their lives, the middle of the day, I should add, and they were being loud, disrespectful, and I lost, like, you know, if you see this is me. I'm chill all the time. But I turned around and lost it. I'm like, you're in a cemetery. I'm doing a video. Stop it. So that video's a mess because I had to keep cutting out all this laughter. And then it was my car. The one that spilled a bottle of whiskey in my car, and I was like, "You're drinking?" And I kicked him out. Anyways, he knows who he is.
How many times? Probably not how many times. I had a friend died years ago.
Who?
A friend. It doesn't matter.
Oh, sure.
But I went to the cemetery one day, and it was packed with people. Like a party's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I come home and I tell my wife, I'm going to go see Diane. I went to the cemetery, and there's hundreds of people in there. People sitting around having picnics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Is that cemetery that popular? And then she goes, no, it's the Day of the Dead.
Mm.
And all these people, it was just the weirdest feeling rolling in, you know, because I've been there before, and there's been no place.
Yeah.
People everywhere.
With the umbrellas, balloons,
Yeah, it was just the weirdest
soccer
thing.
balls, kids playing.
Yeah.
The only thing you're not allowed to do, I believe, is have an open grill.
Yeah. Because I just thought that was the strangest thing. You know?
I've seen it all. And it's definitely out here, Arizona, California. I've seen it the most. California, out in Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, all like there. I was just at Queen of Heaven Cemetery in Rowland Heights on Sunday, and I was looking for 2 graves. And no word of a lie, every other grave there is family, with, you know, sitting there, you know, teenagers laying there bored out of their minds on their phone while their family's sitting around. You don't know, and that's a thing, and it's a nice thing. It's usually Sundays and holidays.
Yeah, it was just like, for me, it was on a Friday. It was just the oddest thing. It's like, this is just
Right?
crazy.
I mean, you know, yeah, a lot of times when I think it's holidays, they want to include, especially, it's definitely holidays. If you go to the cemetery, you see a lot of people. But out here, I see more people where it's more like a party atmosphere. And I say that in a nice way. Like they're including their family member in the party. I think that's kind of nice. You know, it's neat, it's cool. And I've met so many people in cemeteries, good friends. You know, then the guy I did 2 or 3 videos on Eazy-E from NWA, and one time I met a group of guys with dogs and their girls all hanging out at their homie's grave who had been killed in a drive-by. So they're in the video with me, and I kept in touch with them. And these guys are rough guys. They've had, you know, this is Whittier, California. But I think they were made from Long Beach anyway. One of the guys in my video, this happened twice, one of the guys in my video got shot in a drive-by a year later. Terrible. One of the nicest dudes I've ever met. You know, and yeah, but they were just hanging out, like you asked, a bunch of them hanging out, drinking and having a good time at their friend's grave.
You didn't know any better. You thought it was Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah, Disneyland for the dead.
I got one more question.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a video on the fly?
The movie The Fly?
Yeah, just on the fly.
Sean did.
That's Sean?
Yeah, I'm with him. I'm in the video.
All right.
It's all in Toronto. Yeah, it's all shot in Toronto. We got up to the office building,
Right.
and Sean got into the actual office, not just the office building.
Really?
And he's like, you want to go in? I'm like, no. I mean, it's The Fly. I'm in Toronto. I don't care. But it was still cool to see. Then afterwards, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Nice. Awesome. Yes.
Anyone else? Otherwise, I'll come and say hello to everyone. Hi.
Hi. Been following you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Weird random question. I think I DM'd you way back. Did you ever do a video of LA Museum?
Of whom?
LA Police Museum?
Oh,
Manson.
yeah. Somebody else was there on Instagram. Somebody to follow. And you know what? I probably won't because I'm so spiteful in my head. I did remember. You remember the Los Angeles shootout in the Valley?
Yeah.
You know that famous story. I went to do. So I did that video. I went and reenacted all their steps everywhere, where the police were, where they killed the two guys. I did that whole video about 3 years ago. I worked really hard on it. And then I went over to the police museum because they have their actual what the guys were wearing, and they wouldn't let me film.
Who was it?
Pardon?
There's only 2 people that work there.
Oh, I don't know who it
There's
was.
only a staff place.
Do you work there?
Other client of mine. So if you need to get in, I can get you.
Oh,
in.
nice.
Yeah, there's only like 2.5 people that work there. It's like
Right.
crazy.
They were.
so-
I can tell you they were
There
very.
were half persons there.
I know.
Two and a, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty fucking short, so maybe it was.
No, I can tell you. I remember they were super nice. It was, and I think I've had this lots of places said come back or we gotta wait to ask somebody. One of those things. So, and to be honest, anytime I'm told I can't film somewhere like in a museum, or a place, usually I call first. But if I find, I'm like, well, yeah, it kind of makes sense because they want people to come there and not have it all on YouTube. Somebody doing it. Why would everybody else go, right?
They'd be super into it, so I apologize.
Oh, it's all good.
If you're interested, because they've got that, but they also have all of Manson's
They have a
stuff.
lot of Manson stuff.
Marilyn Monroe, their board member was the arresting officer, the Night Stalker.
Oh, wow.
So there's lots of cool shit. So if you want to get in there,
Yeah.
I can.
Well, yeah. So then I put the video.
Sure, if it was like a little thing you wouldn't want to do and touch on.
I do,
You're
but
awesome and careful about that.
because I want to put the video back. There's a few videos I want to take down and put back up by adding extra footage. Where I think, okay, this didn't do very well, but I still think it's a good enough video or something's cool about it. And I thought that was cool because it was to walk the exact, because that shootout was so infamous. I mean, a modern day shootout in Los Angeles, like Heat. So I was always thinking about going back to the museum and adding that in.
But definitely, we can do that because they also have everything. I mean, they've got all down in the vaults. I mean, they've got every single magazine round that was collected at the scene. We're the local library that was in Neil's.
Where is it in the Valley?
It's in Highland Park.
It's in Highland Park? Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, let's connect.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, but thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's, what was the original question? About the LA Police Museum, yeah. Yeah, there's sometimes when people have said you can't film it, I'm just like, I get it right away. But sometimes when I drive really far, I'm like, oh man, that sucks. But
Well, my thought was, it was, again, I know from other places where channels won't do it because it's political, especially like now, right?
Right.
But, again,
political stuff I stay away from, that's for sure. These days, yeah. Doesn't matter what it is, but. Okay.
Scott, what else do you have
Oh.
planned while you're
I'm gonna edit tonight. I know that. Probably. Well, like I said, I don't know where those two dudes are. A father and son that I filmed with 4 years ago. Every video I did here. So the kid was 13. They've been watching my channel since I started,
here? Right.
and that's why I consider them friends. They're supposed to be here today. They're not here, and they're supposed to be filming with me tomorrow.
Right.
So I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna go to Tucson. I figured out, like, I love film. They don't have a channel. They have a small channel, which I'm like, they don't really post anymore. But I love filming with small channels. I love filming with anybody. And then when I press for time, I realize I do better when it's like being in school, having a deadline. I have a deadline. Like on Thursday, 7 o'clock when the sun was going down, that's my deadline because I had to fly out the next morning. So I got 10 videos done Thursday. The other days I'm getting one a day, and all of a sudden I wake up Thursday, I'm like, oh shit. You know, then I gotta get it all done. So it's same with tomorrow and Monday. You know, because I'll be filming with Faces of the Forgotten.
Is this like that going up north? Excuse me, going up north? Where up north?
I'm not allowed to say. Well, I'm going up. Because I was invited, and it's somebody. Okay. Everybody's sending me stuff about Rim Life today. I don't know if you guys know about. They broke up.
Saw it when I pulled in.
Yeah, they're shocked on that.
Apache Junction.
I got a friend that lives there.
What? Okay, everybody calm down. Why are you so mad? What?
You're going towards Goldfield.
You can go that way.
Yeah. Go somewhere over there.
So that's not north.
No.
No, so that's east. So no, I'm going up towards Cave Creek.
Okay.
The person mentioned you
By
might
the
want to go
Renaissance
to.
Fair.
I'm gonna come around and talk to everybody individually now. Cool? Yes, I mean.
And now we're just waiting for Scott to come around, make his rounds, and talk to everybody individually. And we're going to have a nice little conversation with him, I hope.
Where are we looking? Where, right here?
We can, yeah. What's going on, Scott?
Not too much, man. What's going on with you?
Not too much, man. There was one thing that I wanted to tell you before we leave, and it's something I never got to tell Adam before. It's you, Adam, and that whole kind of sphere of people that made me believe that doing this as a job could be a real thing. And, not having a job that you hate, not having to go and do something that just sucks the soul out of you.
Of course.
And get paid and make money to do something that you love to do,
Yeah.
So I've only had the opportunity to do that once before in my life, and that was when I was working in haunted houses.
Right, you said that before you went to it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you start YouTube, it's like wanting to be an actor or wanting to be in a rock band. You are a musician, but wanting to be. If you're not passionate about it, if you're just doing it to be famous or to get rich, chances of it happening are slim. But if you're passionate like you are,
yeah,
and if people that want to start a YouTube channel, if you're passionate about it, then hopefully others will kind of glom on to that passion that you have and go along with you. And that's the best thing I always say. If you're passionate about it, just keep doing it. And hopefully a video hits. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. There's plenty of people that are doing it, and I know a lot of people that want to do it, and I always encourage people, do it. But make sure you're passionate about it. Make sure, like all the stuff I showed you, the analytics, what people don't realize is once you shoot a video, that's done. But then there's the editing, which takes a long time. But once the editing is done, there's all the stuff with all the analytics. That takes me a good hour to 2 hours to do after.
Oh, yeah.
After I've done it. And a lot of people don't do that extra bit, either because they don't know or they think it doesn't matter.
Right.
And I'm of the school of thought that it matters, so I do it. Some people don't have to do it if they get big enough.
Right.
But I'm not big enough, so.
Yeah.
But also it's just, but if you're passionate about it, keep at it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for your time today. I'd love to do something with you sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. I'll hit you up on Instagram later, all right?
Do it.
Have a good one, man.
You too.
So, apologies if that video came off a little bit disjointed and looked a little bit disorganized. I was kind of just trying to live in the moment and experience things and listen to what Scott was trying to say. And so we actually did talk quite a bit off camera, and he did something that I appreciate so much. And what that was there was a group of us sitting there talking, and he looks at me and he says, "Open up your YouTube studio. I want to show you something." And so I open up my YouTube studio and I hand him my phone, and he asked me, he's like, "Do you mind if I start, showing you some stuff in the back end?" And he proceeds to start showing me stuff that I need to do in the back end of my videos to help YouTube push my videos to more people. And not only that, he actually subscribed to this channel, and he didn't just subscribe, he turned on all notifications without me ever asking. So you know, you talk about Canada nice, and man, I swear, Scott absolutely couldn't have been nicer. I couldn't be happier that I came out here to meet him today. And if any of you watching this get an opportunity to meet him, absolutely do. It'll be worth every second of your day. And there's one more thing that I need to hit on. What is it? You know what? Scott, why don't you tell him?
And don't forget, Travel Zombie, who I'm looking at right now. Like, subscribe, share. Peace out.
And with that, I must bid you all adieu and say goodbye and good night.